Icardi, e gol, e gol, e gol, e gol, e gol!
Ma la palla la prende Vecino!
What's up guys, welcome back to SempreInter TV. It's your boy Rahul here to review our shambolic 4-1 loss to Napoli at the San Paolo stadium. To quote Jose Mourinho, if I speak, I'm in big trouble, big trouble. With our Champions League qualification on the line, Inter managed to put in the worst performance of the season, bar none. Okay, maybe apart from the loss against Atalanta 4-1. Again, big coincidence that that one was 4-1 as well. I mean, these players just don't like to do things the easy way, do they? Every time that we had the chance this season to wrap the Champions League qualification up, it wasn't done. And now we're here once again, just like last season, on the last match day, having to get a win against Empoli next week. And Empoli are not going to be an easy match. Empoli won today. Empoli have had 3 wins in a row. And if they win next week, they can save themselves from relegation and put Genoa and Fiorentina in big trouble. Once again this season, as keeps happening, Inter have come up short when it matters the most. So let's start off with, of course, in the Champions League, the PSV match where Inter just needed a win at home against PSV Eindhoven and they couldn't do it and they bottled it. Lazio in the Coppa Italia took it to extra time, lost, bottled it. Europa League, Eintracht Frankfurt. Yes, our team was really depleted but you know, Eintracht Frankfurt were there for the taking. Once again, bottled it. You know, it's becoming a pattern, and when you see a pattern happening over and over again, there's something has to be done. As Einstein says, the sign of craziness is doing something that doesn't work over and over again, and that's exactly what Inter have been doing this season and what Spalletti has been doing this season. Spalletti, I've been defending him a lot this season against a lot of the criticism that he's been getting, but today he deserves every ounce of it. A football team is a reflection of its coach, and our coach at the moment looks like he's on the way out. He looks like he's out of ideas. He looks like he's lost half the dressing room, and it shows out there on the pitch. That team does not know what to do. It has no ideas on the pitch. Even the crossing and inshallah is not working right now. Whatever the outcome is of this season, Spalletti has to go. Thank you for getting us 4th place last season. Thank you if you get us 4th place this season. And if he doesn't, man, I don't even want to talk about that. Europa League Thursday nights. Moving on to the player ratings. There isn't any. None of those players deserve any rating at all. They all get a big fat 0. The one player that we could have saved was Handanovic, but even him on the last goal against Fabian Ruiz at the near post, he should have done better. But apart from that, he made a few great saves, but you know, he was helpless. At the back, Miranda and Skriniar, you know, struggled to keep up with the movement of the Napoli's front line. We actually moved to a back 3 in the second half, with Spalletti finally making some sort of tactical change to, you know, counteract Ancelotti's masterclass. But it didn't work. Mertens managed to sneak in behind Miranda. D'Ambrosio should have gone with him and managed to header. Mertens got a header against Miranda D'Ambrosio, so that shows you how bad things were. But for me, the most disappointing player today was none other than Marcelo Brozovic. You know, he should be the fulcrum of our midfield, the regista, the one that, you know, sprays the ball around. And he got so many passes wrong, so many touches wrong. Looked like, you know, the Brozovic we saw a few seasons ago. Gagliardini finally got a start ahead of Vecino, but he showed some promise in the first 10 minutes. Actually, the whole of Inter in the first 5 to 10 minutes played really well. They moved the ball from the back quite well, but you know, we're really limited when we're playing out from the back. I don't know why we keep, you know, going with that kind of tactic, because we don't have the players to play out from the back. Brozovic has to come so deep to help the team, and it just doesn't work. And Napoli, the first goal came from us trying to play out from the back. Asamoah with an awful pass towards the middle, suicide ball, and then Zielinski with an absolute belter from 30 yards out. Politano started off brightly, managed to beat Koulibaly 1v1, which is almost impossible to do, and got the Senegalese booked, but apart from that, not much to report from him. Nainggolan also probably another, could be a contender for flop of the match. Really got bullied today by Alan and Fabian Ruiz there in the middle. Perisic, whenever he comes back, it just scares me. He always tries to dribble back towards the goal. I don't understand why he does that. Like, he has such little footballing intelligence. It's so frustrating. And going forward, he didn't create much. Had to play as a wing back in the second half when we switched to a 3 on the right wing back position. Didn't do too bad, but didn't create much at all. Up front, Lautaro was preferred ahead of Icardi. First half was pretty hardly ever touched the ball. Whenever he did touch the ball, it was a bad touch. He really didn't manage to link up with anyone. Very poor first half. In the second half, when Icardi came on with the 2 up front, he definitely improved because he got to come in a bit deeper. Had a couple of great chances, and he's so greedy sometimes in front of the goal. He has passing opportunities, but he always looks to shoot, and his shots were blocked like 2 or 3 times today, which was really annoying. Also hit the crossbar, which he was really unlucky with that, and he was also unlucky that Koulibaly is on the other team when he hit a peach of a shot from the corner, right into the corner. Keeper was beaten by Koulibaly, came last second and headed it out. That guy's not human. As mentioned, Icardi came on, didn't really get much of a chance to get involved, had a header, and of course won the penalty and scored the penalty, but couldn't do much. Matthias Vecino was brought on in the second half for Gagliardini. Positions have changed. Usually it's Vecino coming off for Gagliardini. And once again, Vecino really didn't make an impact on the game. Had a few loose touches, as he always has. But yeah, overall, awful performance. Well done to Napoli, who had literally nothing to play for. Their second spot is confirmed. They don't need to play for anything, and still they put on a show for their fans. Great football. Koulibaly, outstanding player. Zielinski was probably man of the match alongside Fabian Ruiz. Wonderful midfielders that we would love to have in our team. Now it's all about next week against Empoli. That is the most important match of Inter's season and for next season, because it will decide what the hell we're doing with next season. Because if we don't make the Champions League, that means we don't get the 40-50 million that we would get from the Champions League. We'll just get the 5 million or whatever you get from Europa League, and that will be a big problem to our accounts and to the future. And if we don't get Champions League with Antonio Conte rumoured to be coming in, I don't think Antonio Conte would want to come into a Europa League team, especially with the reduced potential of spending. And Antonio Conte, he's going to want to bring in some players. I said Empoli coming off a really good form, 3 wins in a row, but it is at home in front of our crowd. I'm expecting once again, Inter fans have been 60,000+ every single match day at the San Siro, and I expect no less this weekend. So I hope everyone gets behind them. I hope these players finally step up when we need them to step up, like they did last season against Lazio. Why do they not like doing things the easy way? It's just written in our destiny, isn't it, that as Inter fans we have to suffer. There's no happiness. It's just Also have to give a shout out to @Art Morelli on Twitter, who is a SempreInter follower, but he is a Napoli fan, and he tweeted us before the match with a little cheeky tweet. It was a little bit of back and forth, and fortunately he's got his team is the winner today, so well done. But that's it for today, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'm looking forward to the next match. I'm lying. I'm not looking forward to it. Please, guys, just win. I want to do a happy episode next week, and want to hear that Champions League anthem being sung again, and that Champions League patch seeing on our kit for next season. As always, guys, please like and subscribe. Really much appreciated. And Forza Inter.